flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of Military's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now I'm going to do a little quick video on the most powerful words in this realm of reality. Now this is the most powerful words. Now, it's 4 of them, right? Now, it could be more. I haven't dissected a little bit more, but for real 4, that's really kind of like pushing it. So you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to the most powerful words, aka spirits, we need to understand that we're talking about something got the highest frequency, highest vibration. The higher something it is, the less dense. The higher frequency and vibration, the less dense and physical it is. And the less dense and physical mean the less stuff was added to it. So that means the less experience, it had less experience, and it has less ideas. So it's going more to the singular idea, more towards the singular vibration. And it is not coming from the filters of things being added with realms of realities and things of that nature. So it's like high words. So it's like, for an example, words that's in density, vibration. You can say that's lower. Let's say a lower chakra, something that taps into the lower chakra. Anger. Now, a person who got anger or hatred, you can say that's a person that has anger. A person who has aggression. A person who's utilizing their passion for something. And things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? You can add things to it. Look at things like, now, honorable mention, hold on, we're gonna finish. Think of things like motivation. When a word like that is like, you can use, you can say a person is passionate. Anytime you can add a bunch of different other words or a word that have a bunch of different meanings to it, that means it got a bunch of stuff added to it. So that spirit, that frequency vibration is vibrating real low, and how it plays out through people's life, people use these words with more of their lower chakra attributes. So when you're in an aspect where you're utilizing your gut chakra or things of that nature, when you're in a situation where you may be in a low, you may be vibrating real low, or you may got to cut somebody out, right? A lot of the words that you use is going to be low vibrational words that you can say that got a whole bunch of different meanings to it and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Just like if you call somebody a bitch or something like that, they got a whole bunch of different meanings to it. You know what I'm saying? But the low vibrational nature of it and all the added things to it is what able for you to utilize it in physical ways and shit like that. But let's get to the words that's in high frequency that you can't add nothing to it for these examples. All right. Now the first word is never. Now never. Now you might say, well, if never is a high word, then forever is a high word. No, because look, forever is higher frequency than a lot of other words, but it ain't higher than never. You know why? Because look, for something to be forever, it still has to have never involved. Something has to never do something in order for it to be forever. You see what I'm saying? So forever ain't higher in frequency and vibration than never. So never is a powerful word. So you have to be. That's why they say now the higher, the more powerful the word, the more frequency it carry that it impacts a more broad reality, because it's high spirits. So that's why they say never say never, but you have to say never to say that. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be careful what you attaching your never to, because you saying make sure you always attaching your never to stuff that you don't want to experience, and never attach your never to something that is an experience that you may need to experience. Because when you attach your never to a bunch of things that you're not even trying to experience, or something that may be there for you, you block yourself from access, and you block yourself from your spiritual growth and your spiritual path, right? But when you go through experiences already and you experience something you don't want to experience, that's the only time you're supposed to attach your never. Because once you say I never want to experience that again, it's going to develop and manifest in manifestations where that becomes never your reality. You see what I'm saying? So these things is high frequency. This is less dense shit, but these is words that you got to be careful with using. Now the second word, truth. Now truth, there's no higher frequency word than truth. Because look, I wrote this down. Look, Archangel Uriel, y'all know I ain't going on Google. But look, truth. The only way you can, like, now people may say, well, if truth is a powerful word, then lie. Now lie is high up there, but here's what happens. The only way you can lie is by not telling the truth. So this would knocks La down. La got a bunch of other shit with it now. You know what I'm saying? But the other shit. So what happens here is a lie can be many other things, like a manipulator, a trickster, a snake, and many other things. But truth, there's no other way to describe it. Either it's true, the truth. There's no other way around it. There's no other word you could use for it. See what I'm saying? Which means there's nothing added to it. So it's high in frequency and vibration. It's less dense, and it's less dense than the other words that got numerous of meanings and shit like that. So never and truth. These are two most powerful words, whatever language you're in. Now let's get to the last two. Now love is a what they call that, honorable mention. So love is an honorable mention. But that's a whole nother video. I'm gonna get into that. Now the last two is I and you. Now I is like I do what I do, which is you inside. That's I. Just like the same way in the Bible, when God was telling them, I am who I am. So people don't know how to decipher that. Like, I am who I am. But whoever said that is saying that there's somebody else. That's just like you saying I do what I do, right? So you saying I do what I do. But in this sake of in God saying I am who I am, it's basically saying I am who I am. So who is I? So now we got to find who I, and whoever I is, the person who was saying I am, they saying I am who I am. So they saying they're the person who I is. So they're the representation of who I was. So it's basically a person playing themselves. And if it's not that, then you have to decipher who is I. But that's another video. Now, so you got to even be careful to what you attach your am to. Don't be running around here saying I am. And I'm an Aries. I'm telling you that. That I am is the first house. Don't be running around here saying, let me charge this shit, because this shit like it's trying to die on the nigga. But don't be running around here screaming I and attaching the I to am. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, 1 second. Whoa. Xbox controllers, shit. But yeah, you're about to die. Don't be running around here attaching the am to your I all the time, because I am, that only reach back to like some Israel shit. The am, I'm pretty sure if you go type in I and type in am after it, I'm pretty sure it's only going to tie you back to some religion shit or some Israel shit. So am is constructed of a language. You just got to know what am is in general, and it's hard to know because am is not a natural vibration that came from inner you. I am like that's your light. You saying it wasn't, you didn't do I am. You did you first before I am, as a spiritual inclination coming into your vibration, or as what God did. You see what I'm saying? So am is some shit it's created, it's added onto it, and it take two letters to even utilize it. So you gotta know what the A really stand for, and you gotta know what the M really stand for. And then when you really want to dissect it, it's really dealing with the most energy that am is carrying, that you can even go back to if it's not religion. The most energy that is being utilized for is like a rising of something, or like the morning. So something has to transform, something has to mourn and rise again. So this is why AM is utilized in the morning. And then when they dissect it and do it externally from the left brain and astronomy wise, is when something is before midday. You know what I'm saying? So they call it AM. Then after that is PM, which is the meridian of the equinox and how the sun, you know what I'm saying? It's all the same shit, whether it's left brain or right brain. But you know what I'm saying? When you saying I am, it's carrying a heavily frequency of rising, and but mourning also. So you have to transform. Things have to mourn in order for you to rise again, because if you was already risen, there would be no such thing. So that's already carrying the energy of that you was already, that you wasn't here, that you was created and you ain't the creator. And then when you dive deep into it and try to find who's utilizing the am magic ritual spell, it's some Israel shit. So be very careful with you attaching your I am to. It don't matter what language regardless, you know what I'm talking about, and you can put it whatever translation of the language. If you're gonna say I, just say I'm bit, and if you want to tie the M on it, to slide it, and M is adding something to it. That's like a M, the snake, that can add something to it. So right here, this is why the Virgo look like that, and a little bit from the sign. It likes to add something to it, and the Scorpio. But for some reason, it's like, I'd rather you say I'm prosperity. Or if you saying I am, just say I'm the am. Don't add I am and something else. Say I am. So whatever am is, you take that power and energy. You are that light. When you say I am and something else, you saying I'm utilizing the am energy to get what I'm trying to get. See, so you giving your power to something. So you got to be very careful giving your power to something. See what I'm saying? So you got to be careful of that I am shit, and just to cut that off a lot of times. If it's not necessary, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to make it necessary when it really ain't. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm beauty. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna add, cut the A off, and just take the M and slide it with the I'm, so you're connecting straight to the source that you want to extract to you. You're not connected straight to the I am. You see, you say I am. You take that fucking A from that shit, and then you just got the I'm. So you extracting the am part, and you're not utilizing that light no more. You're going straight to the source yourself. I'm beauty. I'm prosperity. I'm rich. I'm successful. I'm high spirited. Not I am spirited. Now you got to go to then circleize they rituals and religion to utilize to make you think what you gonna be from saying I'm. Nah, fuck the am. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that shit correct. But yeah, that's the most powerful. And then you have you. You is casting spells onto others. So be careful how you use your you, because you could be casting your own energies and your own spirits onto others every time you say you. Anytime you give someone some advice, make sure the advice you're giving them is in a positive light other than a negative light. Because a lot of times you may have self-doubts and doubting spirits, and you cast them to others when you say you. So whoever you're talking to, boom, the frequency you saying you, when you tell a person you can't or you shouldn't, you're casting your own demons and spirits onto others, and they may not have the same spirit. So it's like almost like casting stones. That's what they mean. That's what the Bible meant by casting stones. See, but if you're not spiritually inclined, you wouldn't know that. But that's what it actually meant when they say casting stones. That's casting stones, and that's why they came up with you can't throw rocks at a glass house if your house isn't see-through. If your house see-through. You see what I'm saying? That's basically, it is see-through in vibrations. When you cast your you're casting your spells, and whatever language you're using and the words you're using, the intent and the emotion and that you got behind it is the actual soul that you putting into it, and a person, and depending on the influence you have on that person that you're in, that's the impact of the bigger spirit. You may jump onto somebody to the point that you could actually have somebody else's spirit in danger based upon your demons. You cast your demons on someone else and have their fucking life in danger to the point that they can't make it. So you have to be very careful who you're around. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, the you is how you cast your spells. So be careful what you're attaching the you for. If you're going to tell somebody you should or you should do so, it should never have the negative annotations added to it, like the can't or anything like that. It should just be you should or you and something that will benefit and enlighten them, other than drag their spirit and soul down underneath and put them in realms of realities of can't seeing. You know what I'm saying? Or not wanting to experience based upon what illusions the demons you may have cast on them. And the demons is dark. So whatever that person liked that they had is going to be overshadowed now. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for them to see what path they need to go, because they got to filter through all the illusions and manifestations that you then created for them just because of the spell you casted. Now, you might not think this is that deep, but this is what's happening every second and millicure out the motherfucking day. And whether you want to believe it or not, that's your spiritual concernment. But we all on our own spiritual path, so it really don't matter. But I'm just giving you the understanding and the concept of the most powerful words and why words should be used accordingly. You see what I'm saying? Because the way that you feel and express yourself throughout the day is an accumulation of the words that you've been using, and the people, places, and things that's around you have been utilizing. And all these things together are manifesting your realm of reality in front of you. So if you're around a bunch of can't do people, or a bunch of can't do this, and they can't succeed in this and this and that and third, then guess what? The energy that you're in is that same energy. You're not going to be able to see what you want to see. Now, if you a person who or absorbs yourself in a person that always saying I and attach themselves to uplifting and positive annotations and things that right in nature and that and shit like that, and surround yourself around people, places, and things that's in that same vibration, and guess what? That's what you see. That's what's going to start manifesting externally in front of you. So all these things that you're seeing in your life, that you're experiencing, is an accumulation of the language, the words, and the intent and the passion using behind it. So aka the words, the ideas, the thoughts that you're communicating, aka the spirit, and then the intent, the passion, and your emotional stance on that. Where was it vibrating at? Was it loving? Was it positive? That's the soul that's put behind it. So when that's put into so it comes into energy, like we said, frequency, vibration, now it's energy, and when that energy gets shot off, you control that energy. So how you control it is using the powerful words. That's why be careful when you say never. Be careful when you're utilizing the word truth, because you could be confused between the left brain and thinking it's fact. Fact isn't truth. Then be careful how you use your I and what you attach to it, and be careful what spells you casting when you saying the word you. Flight boss bitch, you know for sure. Goddamn air. Archangel Uriel.